Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. San Francisco Shock, a bit of a rocky start so far in this series. Could not pick up a victory there on Busan. Just a 2-0 straight over to the Titans. A fantastic bounce back for them, however, after yesterday's match versus the Charge.
Especially with what they were running. The, off-tank Janu running Wrecking Ball was actually popularized by him himself back in Korea, like I was mentioning in that Season 2 finals. The first time Wrecking Ball was unlocked for competitive play was that grand final. So it's exciting to see him bring it back. This is something they know about, they've used before, but perhaps couldn't really think of on the fly yesterday, and now are bringing it back in. Obviously, Busan map very conducive for this style, as well as a lot of open space to utilize the Wrecking Ball, Winston's mobility as well. By the time the Shock changed composition, it was unfortunately just a little bit too late.
It seems like the cohesion here with the team is a bit better compared to yesterday.
Sure.
Bumper going in, always has cover, has those bubbles coming through from the Zarya, so significantly stronger performance at the start from him. And go ahead and take a look at him.
Bumper is one of those players you and I were crystal balling as potentially being one of the rookies of the year, one of the highest performed new players coming into Overwatch League. He's ranked 4 times first in a lot of these categories. Deaths per 10 minutes, a bit lower, and I think that is a lot attributed to that weaker series yesterday against the Charge. Had they fought a weaker opponent, you'd imagine he'd be up in that category too. But the guy is an absolute god. He's played so many different heroes in the past. People forget that he has also played support. He's also played Diva in the past. The main tank role is where he settled on in the very end and the very peak of his career. And so far, so good for this guy in Overwatch League.
Yeah, it's been a very strong start. Again, some bold words coming out after that first series versus Shanghai. Couldn't quite live up to it, but they're looking to make up for that series yesterday. This is a good way to start. San Francisco Shock, though, the onus is going to be on them. Try to bounce back in here, tank hybrid, even this series up, give us that 1-1, and then try to take the lead from there, get that match point and close it out, turn their words around on them, and give them that first loss of the season.
Yeah. Very, I feel like for the Shock, it was a very solid opening game. They came with a clearly prepared strategy. They knew the weak points of the Vancouver from what we saw yesterday. It's just the total 180 in terms of composition for Vancouver. I think that really threw them for a whirl there. We do have some substitution coming into the second map.
Sinatra. Okay, Sinatra going to be taking onto the stage.
Definitely one of our better Zarya players at the moment.
Has been quite good. Looking back on him in the first series, especially as San Francisco played in, Sinatra looked phenomenal there. So we'll be subbing in over Striker, and Super will be coming in for Smurf.
Super definitely one of the players who had slightly weaker than his counterparts stats. We talked about it in the pre-show today, broke that down a little bit. So redemption story potentially for him here. But the big thing is, as we head into hybrid, and on this map, Kings Row, it is going to be a lot of 3-3 versus 3-3. So your Widow exclusive, Striker, he's out. This makes sense. You're bringing in your Zarya main now. If the Titans can win this map against one of our stronger 3-3 teams in Shock, it bodes poorly for them for the rest of this series, because we've already seen them deal with the Widow, deal with the Sombra, and if they can beat the 3-3 as well, it feels like lights out for San Francisco.
What other tricks you got up your sleeves? That would become the question, but let's see how they will be faring as we get ready to dive into map 2, Kings Row. Staging ground for what could be match point for Vancouver or a tied series at the hands of the San Francisco Shock. So let's go ahead and jump straight back into the action. For the things off, we'll just be Vancouver on the defense.
That's right. I was gonna say the exact same thing. You took the words out of my mouth. And for the San Francisco Shock, everyone was hyping up Architect potentially facing Haxel in a Genji duel. This map pool not very conducive to that, unfortunately, for those fans. But it looks like we will see some variation of 3-3 here from the Shock. Architect perhaps teasing the fans with this Genji. You can use it to scout a little bit, then easily Swift Strike back into the base and swap heroes. It will be the safer Hanzo Scout instead, though.
Yep, Sonic Arrow. No, not even. Okay. No scouting. Let's go in blind. They're gonna do it live. Architect pushing out with the break. Fire strike to the face. Salome Soe says, thank you very much for the energy. Soaks that one up with his bubble. And
Look at
San
Moth.
Francisco, they're really going hard in the paint right now, up towards that point, taking a little bit too much damage. That's going to cause him to kite back behind the statue. And Bumper, he's way out in no man's land, gets locked up by the counter charge. Now he gets taken down. Moth scooping up that kill slime, barely making out with a sliver of HP. Twilight as well, under a lot of fire and shock. Displacing Bumper, that might have just netted him point A.
Looks like it. Moth was looking to set this up from the high ground there, using a right click, something he's been doing great at, especially if you look at his Rialto play. And it looks like the Titans are just simply going to give this up. I spoke too soon.
No, they just start pushing their way in. Bumper barely making onto the corner in time to finally contest this. 97% about there for San Francisco Shock. They get Bumper, they get Hawksall. Can they get the rest of the squad? Jono going to be popped out of the mech. Baby Diva does not stand a chance, nor does Slime as he gets stunned up, and that will be the gap. 5.5 minutes. The time bank from San Francisco, absolutely phenomenal start.
Amazing start here as Moth chases down Summon Soon, knocks him to the side for further stagger. Also, will reset his energy, which is huge. He will start with a grab, but no energy as a result. And Moth's not done here.
They are going all the way to point C right now to spawn camp Vancouver.
And now they have 6 ultimates. The cart has been rolling this entire time. Choyobin, the boring job, the cart ride. That's why he's the only one who's not really yet at his self-destruct, but that will tick up soon. He did a massive amount of damage in that last fight as well. The Titans come through with almost every countering ultimate, but it's the time bank that's the bigger concern, as well as San Francisco Shock's positional advantage, because they're able to play so far forward here. When you look at the Titans, the next attack is going to be pretty ill-fated.
Well, they're just going for it here. Grabdown Surge will come out, locks up San Francisco Shock. Violet pops the Transcendence to keep everybody alive. Countering grab coming through. Twilight, Transcendence of his own. They go in for that Shatter Bomb combo. Not going to be able to find it. Transcendence, that's a little bit longer. Shatter straight into the shield of Super, however. Bumper not going to be able to find anything in the cart. Getting closer and closer to B. Still well over 4 minutes remaining on the clock.
Nobody dying is a huge win here for the Vancouver Titans, at least in the initial fight here. And we do have Summon Soon with nearly another grab, and he's got the energy this time. He started with 0 versus 100.
Oh, and actually just manages to find Violet, takes him out. I believe a right click lobbed over the shield perhaps, now pushing up. High energy, nearly knocks Troy Hobin out of that mech.
Remember, he started this fight with 0 energy in a grab, whereas Sinatra started with 100, and he still won the matchup. He still had better bubble management. He's the reason, especially with that last right click, that the Titans will finally recontrol this choke point.
Well, that's going to be the grab coming through. Bomb going to be thrown in right up the top, inside of the archway, looking for the pickoffs. Sound barriers out, Shatter in from Bumper, locks him up into the back line, but the sound barrier from Moth does help keep them alive and in the fight for a little bit longer. Bumper trying to retreat as that Transcendence from Twilight, topping him back up. Hawksall going to be the casualty so far for Vancouver. Now going to be looking to rejoin. Bumper into a corner, taken down. Sinatra scoops up the kill, and the cart can start rolling again.
We don't have this level of chasing Lucio. I mean, not really, outside of Slime himself in Korea and Coma, perhaps. You know, 2 former Contenders players. Moth is punishing the Titans' retreat. They're staying too long. They're getting greedy. They're trying to get extra ults. And Moth says, no, I'm coming in here. I'm gonna scoop you up. I'm gonna get more ult charge for our team, and I'm gonna get stagger kills for a free push. He's been doing it all stage 1 long, and it really shows here in this particular matchup.
Now looking fantastic for him. Maybe looking for a boop into the pit here. If Vancouver comes up a bit closer. Works his way into the back, tries to find the shot. Not gonna be able to get it. Bumper gets a shield up in time, but he's got a sliver of HP, and Sinatra pounds him down, now pins him all into the wall with the Grabs on Surge. 96 energy, the right clicks come down, the melee hits weaved into it, and San Francisco Shock are absolutely on fire right now, getting ready to round the final corner with nearly 4 minutes remaining.
And Violet's got this Transcendence. That's the only thing that could have been missing, right, for an easy pivot right into C versus Salome Soe's grab. 0 energy again as he heads into this.
Utterly massive at the moment here for San Francisco. Grab's gonna be good. The Transcendence out from Violet, trying to keep them safe. The pin manages to find Moth, denying away a sound barrier that could have elongated the fight and maybe gotten the finish for San Francisco Shock. Pin in from Super, but he's gonna die in transit, so gets nothing. They will just be able to reset, but that's okay because the time bank is still pretty darn good.
The time bank is good. Well, there are several cautionary tales about getting too hyped about time banks when you talk about ult efficiency here. Vancouver Titans swimming in it with double support ultimates online here. Bumper still holding the Shatter, and they've got this choke controlled right now.
Summon Soe getting ready to come up with another grab. 35% away. Oh, Bumper going aggro for the Shatter again. Not going to be able to find it, but Twilight picks off Sinatra, and now they can push forward and spare him the blushes of that missed ult.
The double here.
A little bit more. Moth will be the last one to go down, it would seem.
The double here comes through from the space built by Bumper's attempt to shatter. Even though the shatter doesn't come up with any stuns, the threat there gives an extra line of sight to Twilight, who still holds that Transcendence. This time the Shock are going to have to force some ultimates to be used here if they want to finish C.
I mean, we could have another point B fight right here. A lot of ultimates on either side. Graviton Surge opening things up first. Bomb straight in on top of their heads from Janu. Looking for the pick. Sound Barrier helps keep everybody alive as well as the Transcendence. Pin comes in, Bumper goes low, but the Transcendence keeps him alive. Oh, but into the pin goes Twilight Moth. Finds him with the right click, but this time Bumper's Shatter is going to be good. Locks him down, but Jehobin finds the pick off with the bomb.
Vancouver's going to back off now. They want those respawns. Only will we see Janu stagger here, lose his mech. They're just trying to get those spawns back through. Summon Soe with the Twilight, or excuse me, with the Sound Barrier. Might be able to build energy, but it looks unlikely.
Pushing their way back out. Bumper already getting tagged up a little bit. The Sound Barrier now going to be coming through as they work their way over onto the cart. Hawksall, the first one to tag. Tries to get the shield bash. Unable to find the stun. 148 remaining. 0.19 meters left to go. San Francisco a sliver away from getting completion here on King's Row. Graviton Surge now going to be locking them up. They do not have a Transcendence ready to go. Violet still a ways away. 2 for 1 as Sominsu's going to be the one traded out. The grab denial from Janu. Snatches that one out right from underneath of him. That should be a reset here for San Francisco.
Jehobin's resetting as fast as possible because what was once the great time bank you said moments ago is now down to 120. Summon Soe carried the fight there with the Sound Barrier slime provided. It's a longer fight, so they get 2 support ultimates on the way here. Twilight nearly ready with his slime half the way there. That's the key in these fights. The Zarya, can they get energy and maintain it? He's still got the energy advantage over Sinatra now. So suddenly, Shock will struggle to finish this point.
Now under a minute, where before it was 4+. Janu tagged up a little bit, just going to be feeding over some more ult charge for Slime, especially who's waiting on that next Sound Barrier.
So critical.
Very neck and neck right now between the supports on either side. Rally's going to be out from Hawksall to start things off. Architect nearing his own ult. Force them back around the final corner now. The rally comes through. Architect popping that immediately as soon as they're able to have it. Summon Soe trying to build up, trying to get that grab. Sinatra will beat him there. Shatter comes in, manages to find Summon Soe. The bomb going to be dropped in to try to protect them. Not going to find any kills. Answering bomb now out from Jehobin. Looking for the pick, and he's going to get Bumper. Transcendence now expired from Twilight. Tries to stay alive. There's a little bit of shielding left.
They want the overtime
Barrier, locking them up. Still neck and neck. Twilight going to be taken down. Sinatra going to be finding the kill now. Summon Soe going to be joining him. Janu going lower and lower in the back. Bumper just now getting ready to rejoin. He's got the Shatter ready to go. But can he lock anybody down? It seems like the answer is going to be no. They put him back into another corner. They finish him off. And they will glide through in OT.
Barely in overtime, but that is so huge. That may become very important depending on the time bank here if the Titans can complete. Nice delay there in the end.
Yeah, no full defense, but they do manage to drain the time down. Let's see how Titans fare on their attack when we come back. And here we are, ladies and gentlemen, the Titans getting ready to go on their attack on King's Row. San Francisco Shock. Their attack was phenomenal from the start. The first push netting them the cap on A. But constant aggression from the Titans and knowing when they could draw it back allowed them to drain that time bank all the way down to 0.
You know, a lot of people thought this matchup would be defined by Bumper versus Super slash Smurf. You know, we saw Smurf in the starting 6. Outclassed a little bit there by the tank duo of Bumper and Janu, but Super's in now. But I feel like this map, the highs and lows of the Shock have been based off of energy management. As Summon Soe's been able to build 99 faster in most of these fights and live longer. And that's part of the reason why we're seeing, you know, some of these fights turn. Sinatra only with 2 deaths this round so far, but both of those at critical times where he lost that energy advantage.
Has been out damaging Summon Soe as far as damage pretend thus far. And now Bubble's going to be coming out, helping to keep Bumper alive. Vancouver forced back to the initial choke. The opposing side of the statue here. So not going to be that first attack. And Soe, oh, just gonna get picked off. Violet comes up with a massive win there. And that's gonna allow them to go all the way up to the gates here.
You're already practically fighting a losing battle in this meta on attack. We have seen some metas where the attacker has an advantage, but this is certainly not one of them. But on top of this, now San Francisco Shock is leading in every ultimate regard as well, practically, here. And it's really tough as the Titans. Look at the sleep dart setup.
Yeah, gonna be looking for it. Oh, the Bionade into the back. That's a couple members in Slime, gonna be the first casualty. And San Francisco, they're not gonna stop there. They're looking for more.
You basically can't lose that fight when Architect hits the massive sleep. Remember, Architect's always been a DPS player, and specifically a projectile DPS. That's always been his background. And now he's on this Ana. He played it in their previous match as well. I reviewed it a lot. And he's had great sleep darts on this map in particular, especially against Dallas Fuel. And once again, he finds his mark here, denying that healing and getting a very fast nano, not to mention a ton of damage.
Yeah, nicely done. Moth coming in, pushing them off that high ground. Super goes forward, looks for Bumper. Bionade, weakening them up. So start this time, not gonna find a connection. Architect's still just gonna be sitting in the back, waiting. Finger over that nano boost. Set to throw that one in when necessary. Rally to lead for Vancouver. Bumper into the front. Trying to get some swings in, trying to get that Earth Shatter online. He's getting closer and closer. Grabs out Surge, gonna be the first one coming out here from Salome Soe. Nanobo's gonna be thrown in, but Massonnat gonna be taken down. Shatter comes out from Super, manages to lock up Janu in the back, but cannot get the break onto the mech. It seems like right now Vancouver Titans gonna be entrenched in onto the point. And with that charge out, you know the Shock have abandoned point A.
And Sinatra's third death, you know, it's that 5%. He was the 95% when he was the first to die in that fight. And also Super, who got the perfectly timed nano boost to keep him alive from Architect during that grab, spent most of the few frames of nano stunned by the Brigida stun coming in from Haxal, so didn't have the best opportunity to do that damage to turn the fight or get a charge off. So as a result, Vancouver Titans start with a weaker time bank here, but it was getting dangerous. We might have seen a full hold.
Shatter ready, Bumper. We'll build that one up. Salome Soe getting closer and closer to that next Graviton Surge. Support ultimates about to be online for San Francisco Shock, and they're likely going to be needing them here. Bomb going to be thrown straight into the mix of things. Looking for the big concentrate oven. Comes up with two. Jono's bomb into the back. Not going to find anything. They shift around. They get the shield up. Super protects them all. Nice cleanup here as they push forward back towards the spawn.
Just feels like San Francisco Shock have such a good understanding of this map. It's Moth's territory here through the street space. He's cutting the team in half. During A, Architect's Ana controls Bionades. Now they can control this choke, the obvious approach angle for the Titans, with a massive energy advantage for Sinatra.
Right here into the staircase. Super gonna be hitting the ground as the Shatters come out. Super responding with one of his own. So far, no one going to be taken down.
Gotta love this meta.
Vancouver's just going to be shifting around the other side, and nobody dies. All the ultimates you can fathom. Architect going low, but nobody dies.
Well, this is an advantage now again for Sinatra's energy.
Pushing forward, yeah, 100 ready to go. Grab online, sees the D-Matrix come out, throws it right onto the corner. Now just has to get the kills. Bumper swinging away like a madman. The Shatter in the hallway catches all of them. Bumper gonna be the first one to get taken down. They need more than that though. Grab plus massive Shatter still only gonna lead to 2 deaths, but San Francisco Shock maintain control, looking to hold Vancouver Titans right here in the choke past A.
This is looking really
rough.
Spawn camping them. They are spawn camping them. This happens very commonly on this map, in this meta, especially when you're running Ana. This time Architect's actually on the Brigida, unlike when they face the Fuel in this exact same scenario. Grabs out.
Yeah, grab this time from Salome Soe, looking to lock him up. Sinatra trying to get closer and closer to that next one. The bomb from Janu manages to find Architect. A 2-kill opening for the side of Vancouver, but Super with the charge comes in, gets rid of Bumper, but they're able to pick off the enemy Rhine very swiftly thereafter. They finally have broken through the chokehold of San Francisco Shock right outside the spawn, but there's still so far to go for this card.
Now, Salome Soe now has, the energy advantage, 80-0. I keep mentioning this because every time you lose your Zarya, they go back down to nothing, right? As they back away from the fight as well, it naturally will decay. But gonna go around this corner. He doesn't have a grab. It'd be nice if he did, because Violet's still so far away from a trance.
Twilight close to one as Sinatra gets ready to have another grab. Rallies out from Hoxall as they push forward, trying to open up more distance here. Just gently glide the cart into B, but San Francisco Shock are not going to allow that to happen. They are going to be contesting this one. Verhoeven pushes forward to stop it just 2 meters away. Shatter going to be coming down. They lock up 2 into the front line. Sinatra and Architect both on the ground. Shatter denies away the grab. Sinatra has that one taken away again, but Violet opens things up with a kill on a Hoxall. They try to trade this back, they try to maintain control. There's just 30 seconds left. Now Bumper gonna be going down. Now Sominsu, Vancouver Titans, they have to get the heck out of here. They have to reset. There's one more chance to get in the B, and they still have to finish the map.
A Violet lack of trance here means that the big key defense will be on Moth. Now, the big scary part too here is, can they get to the point? It's gonna have to be Janu or Slime to get to tag this in 10 seconds. They should be able to do it, but they may take damage on that approach. Moth at the back. That sound barrier is absolutely crucial to stop Sominsu's grab. Here's Shatter to touch.
Goes in, but almost loses the mech because of that. So OT gonna be forced out. Graviton Surge coming out. He's trying to inch it off the top, but he can't quite get it there. Even so, not sure if it would have led them too many kills. Architect Sinatra still gonna get picked off. Troy Hoban answers one back as Hoxall will be eliminated. Super in a corner. No HP as soon as the shield breaks. Sominsu's waiting with 100 energy to finish him off. Vancouver Titans barely inch their way forward to get the finish on B, but it's only 1:23 seconds left to go all the way to the end.
We talked about the overtime potentially being a factor here. Seems pretty unlikely now with only 80 seconds to go. Sominsu is just looking for ult charge right now with the 80 energy he holds, and he's unfortunately not able to get a whole lot. Blocked now by the barrier of Super, and they're just gonna have to glide around this corner.
Janu offering some damage here from
strike.
the top. Rallies out, they're pushing forward. Cart's still gonna be getting inched up. They get a lot of members low there. The Graviton Surge is gonna be locking him in. Hoxall gonna be taken down. Transcendence out from Twilight now as they try to survive with Bumper. It's caught up in the thick of things, gonna be eliminated in Twilight. Goes off the side, 45 seconds, they got one more chance again to try to make things happen in OT.
Now the problem here really is that that was basically an overextension from Vancouver Titans. They decided that this was their go time because they had energy advantage on the Zarya.
Had the rally.
They throw that away. The rally's gone now, as you mentioned, and they don't have a Transcendence. So there's no sustain healing for this fight. And the San Francisco Shock are poised to defend.
Shatter coming out. Sominsu gonna get locked up. The sound barrier comes through from Slime, trying to keep them alive. Answering Shatter's in. Super and Architect both gonna get picked up. Violet now taken down as Hoxall gets himself a double kill. Bumper playing right around the edge there. Nearly gets knocked out. The rest of the Shock, they're caught off.
They need
they're
to
back going towards B. They're gonna start pushing forward. Sinatra needs to be farming up for this grab. Bombs in a Hail Mary for Troy Yeoman. Not gonna fight at the grab. Locks him in. And they will be able to find the finish line here on Kings Row, both teams at OT.
Very close call for the Titans, but they closed it out in the end. What a great series we have here already. We're not even halfway done.
A minute each to determine Kings Row. Let's see who comes out on top when we come back. Welcome back. We are at a knife's edge at the moment. A minute each for these teams, both barely able to finish Kings Row in overtime. Vancouver Titans are looking like they maybe weren't even going to be able to leave the spawn after capping A for the longest time.
Well, if you look at our previous series with the Toronto Defiant, as you know, the leading team gets the advantage from a draw, and we are certainly in potential draw territory here.
Could
with
be.
both these teams having great defenses.
We had it just in our last series.
That's what I mean.
Preceding this could happen again.
All right, energy management here is so key between these Zaryas.
So Mitsu just going to be lobbing in those right clicks. Ooh, Super taking a lot of damage. Armor pack helps bust him back up. Seems like he'll be okay for now. So Sinatra pushing forward, just trying to farm for that energy. Nearly makes it to 70.
Sominsu likely very close as well.
30
Huge
seconds
damage here on the
remaining.
Sinatra though, no bubble.
Yep, Architect now going lower. Bumper, you can see he's starting to feel it. Just needs to make sure he doesn't get overzealous, as that's when he gets picked off. Both Rhine shields going lower and lower. Super playing back to try to let that one regen. Get the eyes on these fire strikes from both of our divas. Violet taking some shots. Transcendence about the down line.
Almost ready.
Twilight right there with him. Rallies out from both sides.
Who's going to use it first?
Anybody's fight. Transcendence going to be in from Violet to kick things off. Twilight now going to be matching. Gravitown Surge locks up Super on the side. They haven't been able to get it. Shatter trying to come out. Super going to be denied. Answering Shatter in from Bumper, but he and Salome Soe are going to be the casualties so far. Now Hawksall going lower and lower. Jono going to be picked out.
Huge for the shot. Huge for the shot.
On the clock, managed to get the cap here on A.
Can't win a fight without that Zarya. It is simply not going to happen. Things look tight there. Things look close, and the Shatter was shut down by Hawksall's preemptive stun there, but it wasn't good enough. Now, massive Zarya energy advantage continues for Sinatra here. In terms of elims, we're looking at a 22-9 for Salome Soe versus a massive leading 44-5 for Sinatra. He's been winning this matchup overall tonight, albeit sometimes not in the most critical of moments. And now he's going to hold that advantage here as we go into the next fight.
They got to get him away from the cart right now. Going to be tied up on ultimates as far as the ones that are online are concerned.
It's going to be a collapse.
You have self-destruct each, as well as that sound barrier.
Look at this collapse coming through from the Titans.
They want to stop it right here, right now, not give them any additional distance. Bombs going up from Janu into the back. Looking for the big, oh, nice one! Both supports going to be taken down. Joe Yeoman going to be knocked out of that neck, but he dumps his self-destruct to try to make it back through. Seems like he will be able to do so, but there's going to be a grab. But they need a follow-up on. Shatter coming in from Super. Bumper and Hawksall again going to be taken down. San Francisco Shock trying to grind against them and continue this push. The cart has not been moving yet. Twilight uses that Transcendence. Gravitown Surge now going to be coming out. Troy Hobin loses out onto the mech, but they need more kills. They need to get rid of the Baby Diva. There's so much that they have to deal with, but it's going to be Vancouver who lose out on their supports as Slime goes down. The cart will continue to advance as Janu gets cleaned up.
It's amazing for the San Francisco Shock. This is way more than you could have ever bargained for on a Kings Row push like this. Looking at the faces of the Titans, size across the board here on stage as they know that this is going to be almost impossible to repeat on their attack when we switch sides. Sinatra still having this advantage on the Zarya, and it's just a lobbing fest right now, but it's meters and meters gained as the Titans decide to approach.
Rally's going to be out. Bumper already taking a lot of damage up front. Will be bursted back up. Shatter online.
Good start.
Going to be dropped. That's going to be the Shatter coming in. Violet trying to stay alive. Gets the overpack, but this will be the cleanup. But man, what a push from San Francisco, fighting tooth and nail. Nearly make it to B after starting with just a minute, and that is massive pressure on Vancouver because they have the exact same time bank.
All 6 players for the Titans silent. We're going to take a look at this Shatter that ends the overtime push. It is the double at this angle. He comes through, he's got the bubble and the speed boost. Look at this angle. Knocks Sinatra and Violet down, spins and pivots midair. Now that was in slow motion what we just watched. He then gets the charging kill that ends the push. A huge play by one of our strongest Reinhardts in the league, but even he knows that this map is very likely lost.
I mean, statistically coming into this, yeah, one of the best, if not the, but let's see what they can get done on their attack. Same amount of time, but a very tall order. See just how far San Francisco was able to make it. Fantastically done for them.
We're going to go back to Architect support here on the Ana. Triple support for Gidalis. This is going to be how San Francisco Shock make their stand. It's difficult with only 1 minute of time for the attacking team to identify Architect's position. Is he up on the high ground to the left? Is he going for the long distance bio from behind from the archway? You only get 1 shot to react to that. If your whole team gets bionated, you're always going to be behind him. With only 1 minute in the clock, that can be do or die. So Architect's first grenade here is going to be absolutely massive, hit or miss. Slime's looking for him right now up on the high ground. You can see he's at the center of the screen to the back.
Yep.
So they know where he is now.
Directly behind on that high ground. 40 seconds remaining. Vancouver, they really need to try to get this cap on the first push.
They've got to be careful this grenade. Here we go.
It comes down, going to be taken away. Slime comes in from behind, manages to get rid of Architect. Vault under fire. They're in onto the point, starting to take this one up. 28 seconds still remaining in Vancouver. Seems like they will be able to get it the first time out. Deep push coming in as they clean up some kills, try to get that extra bit of ult charge coming through.
It was a huge risk to use the grenade aggressively. Shut down by Janu means that this attack is now completely wide open. The big silver lining here for the Shock is, first of all, they already have 100 meters here. They're very far from their push, but also they didn't feed that much ult charge over to the Titans. It was a very pacifist style of letting the point go. They did not really fight. That means they're still relatively even.
Only thing they lose out on is going to be Architect just now swapping over to the Brigida.
That's right.
They're trying to replicate that performance with the Ana. Speaking of Architect, gets tagged up massively in the back there. Vancouver have to stay glued to this. They're going to get picked off right before that Transcendence comes online. Now the cleanup is there. Vancouver, the floodgates have opened. They hoping just trying to delay a little bit longer, but they instantly kill off that pilot form Diva. That cart will continue to glide.
You could feel the hope slipping from the San Francisco Sox fingers here. They had this map practically won, but 2 decisive fights for the Titans means they come through. More Zarya energy.
Bumper.
Yes, Bumper with the flanking shadow potential.
He's trying to be sneaky again.
He's done this so many times in tense moments.
But no one's playing forward. They make the call. The cart's too close. He's got to come out. Wouldn't be able to sneak up on anybody from that position.
Grabs. Both ready.
Shatter he goes around the corner, not going to be able to find anything though. The shield was up now. Super's going to have one of his own in just a moment. Sinatra, Grab going to be online. Answering Shatter, managed to find Sominsu into the front. The Transcendence going to be coming down for Twilight, but Sinatra still holding onto the Grab. Answering Grab coming through from Vancouver, locks him in the sound barrier. Sound, it's going to be the bomb coming in from Jono. Oh my God, a kill! He does it again! We saw it from him yesterday to get the victory over the charge. Now he does it to take the win on King's Row.
Oh, he talked about it with Meko and Mono. The only duo to rival them in the Shatter Bomb combo was going to be Bumper and Janu, and they win a map with it here. They take the 2-0 lead. San Francisco Shock, they've got to be, as their name suggests, shocked after what easily they thought a one map.
You can see them dancing on stage, feeling good about it, watching that play of the game. Woo! We'll see you guys when we come back from the halftime. Man, what a way to go out on it.
The Overwatch League is brought to you by T-Mobile. High ground or low ground, T-Mobile has you covered. And by State Farm. Whatever life brings your way, State Farm is here to help life go right.